everyone. My name is Xiaofeng Zhang. I immigrated from China 7 years ago. Now I'm one of the very proud Canadian citizens, and I became one 3 years ago. It's a great honor for me to be here today to share my thoughts and experiences with you. I apologize for not being able to be there, and I hope it's okay with you to listen to my sharing through the video. I would like to thank Kim and Lavera to give me this opportunity, and I also would like to use this opportunity to thank all the people who have helped me, given me inspiration, encouragement, and friendship, especially great people from Prince Albert. Today, I would like to share with you some of my own experiences and talk about some challenges and difficulties some immigrants from China may face. There's all kinds of different challenges for immigrants from China, either for those new ones or the ones who have been here for so many years. Some of major challenges can be divided into two categories: language and integration. These challenges really affect their basic needs, their social life, and self-esteem. Language is a major challenge for a lot of Chinese immigrants. In China, English is one of the main subjects in schools. Students need to pass English to be able to pass national exam and get into the universities, or people need to pass English or get better grades to get promotion or some other opportunities. But the problem is they don't use English in their daily life. They just use them for exams. So when they come to Canada, the real barriers begin. So when I first came to Canada, I remembered one day I was waiting for a bus, and there was a stranger asked me, "Do you have the time?" So my understanding was, "Do you have time?" Like he was asking me, "Are you available?" So I freaked out and I took off. Later on, I found out he was simply just asking me about what time it is. So things like that. Another time, I was reading a newspaper about a hiring section, and someone was looking for a cook to work for a graveyard shift. So I didn't understand. I was like, "Oh, graveyard shift, so must be cook in graveyard." No wonder they pay a lot higher. So my friend was listening to my comment, and she started laughing because so that she explained to me graveyard shift means just night shift. So things like that just it's hilarious and memorable, but it really means there a lot of work need to be done for in terms of learning English, especially for the people from China. So for the ones who have better education, their reading and writing skills might be better than their speaking and the listening skills, but it's still weaker. For the ones who have less education, the English can be a real challenge for them. Not to mention about the idioms and the slangs. So it's very good in Canada. There are so many programs available in PA, like TLC program and ESL program in PMC. But still, immigrants are seeking for more opportunities to practice their listening and the speaking skills by interacting with the local like English speakers. They might try to join some groups, clubs, or go to social events. But these will cause more challenges for them. Like, how do I fit in? How do they fit into those occasion? Yes, differences create challenges, such as appearance, culture, food, activities. I've been here for so many years, and I still face a lot of barriers like that. For example, skin color. My kids were both born in PA. They're Canadians, but I think sometimes that I fear that my kids will be ridiculed or bullied in school because of their look, how they look. I remembered one time my mom brought a set of a traditional dress from China for my daughter. Then my dad said, "Oh, maybe not to wear them in school because you don't want her look more different than other kids." So another thing is a food. We we cook differently, but we want to fit in. One time, my boss asked me to prepare snacks for a workshop. That became a hard job for me because I don't really know what kind of food to buy for Canadian snacks. So I ended up to ask my coworker Michelle to do all the purchase because I knew her husband is a Canadian, Canadian born Canadian. So if I had a tutor, I might ask the tutor to teach me how to make sandwiches for kids, how to pack lunch for kids, because I want my kids to fit in their group. And to talk about activities, sports like golf and hockey are not very popular in China because of the limitations of the space and the weather condition. So to talk about these sports or even participate in one are a real challenge. Now I'm still very nervous about what to expect when it comes to the time my son wants to play hockey and what I'm gonna do because I don't know so much about it. But I think I'll just have to deal with it, ask people, and just start learning about them. Yeah, so overall, of course, integration is different from assimilation. Each culture has its own value, and we will continue to keep the precious part, like a value from our ancestry, from our culture. At the same time, in Canada, we're looking for that sense of belonging. We want to be accepted and included as Canadians. After we get the Canadian citizenship, we no longer want to be called foreigners anymore. We want to be included as Canadians. We want to laugh to Canadian jokes. We want to make sandwiches. We want to talk about Rough Riders. And I would like to say I am a Canadian and I am very proud to be one. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.